The lights are blinding. The sounds are a symphony of hope and despair. Bells ring, chips clatter. A low hum of conversation fills the air. This is the world of the casino, a place built on mathematical certainty. The house always has an edge. It's the bedrock these glittering palaces rest on. Yet for some that truth is a challenge, a puzzle to be solved, a system to be broken. They enter not as players, but as predators. Imagine a man, Leo, at a high-stakes baccarat table in Las Vegas. Hands steady, face calm, he's not relying on luck, part of a team with a plan, a tiny camera in his cufflink, a partner miles away watching the live feed. They use edge sorting, spotting tiny imperfections on card backs. To others he's a lucky high roller. But in a quiet room, eyes are on him very, very closely. The allure is powerful. The dream, a life-changing score, outsmarting a billion-dollar industry. These aren't average gamblers, methodical, highly intelligent, driven by a belief they can beat the system. They study the games, the dealers, the procedures, and the blind spots. They see the casino as a vault. They think they have the combination to walk away with a fortune, but every move is an even bigger gamble. Facing an opponent with near limitless resources, decades of experience, an unblinking, ever-watchful eye. It's a cat-and-mouse battle of wits and technology under neon. For Leo, the clock is ticking. His streak draws attention. The odds are turning against him. The house has the ultimate advantage in this hidden war. How exactly do people try to beat the house? It's not always as dramatic as a Hollywood movie heist. Often the methods are subtle, relying on deception, psychology, and sometimes simple but effective tools. The playbook for cheaters is as varied as the games themselves. One of the most common categories of cheating involves manipulating the game's equipment. This can be as crude as trying to introduce a loaded die into a craps game, or as sophisticated as using invisible ink to mark cards. The goal is always the same: to gain information that a legitimate player would not have. As casinos have embraced technology, so have the cheaters. The modern grifter's toolkit often includes more than just quick hands and marked cards, sophisticated electronics, computer systems. The digital age has opened up a new frontier for cheating, enabling scams that would have been unimaginable just a few decades ago. Hidden cameras, miniature computers, and signal transmitters have become weapons in the ongoing war against the house. These devices are designed to be small, discreet, and powerful, capable of analyzing games in real time. One of the most famous examples of high-tech cheating involves slot machines. In the past, cheats used physical tools like slugs or magnets to trick machines into paying out. Today, the battle has moved inside the machine's software. Hackers have developed ways to predict the behavior of a slot machine's random number generator, the program that determines the outcome of each spin. By using a smartphone to record a few seconds of gameplay and upload it to a server, they can receive timing information that tells them exactly when to press the spin button to guarantee a win. For every cheating technique, casinos have a countermeasure. The first and most visible line of defense is the vast network of cameras known as the eye in the sky. In any modern casino, thousands of high-resolution cameras cover every inch of the gaming floor, cashier cages, and back-of-house areas. These are not your average security cameras. Many of them have pan, tilt, and zoom capabilities, allowing surveillance operators to zoom in so closely they can read the serial numbers on a dollar bill from hundreds of feet away. Nothing happens on the casino floor without being recorded. These cameras feed into a central surveillance room, a high-tech command center often hidden away from public view. Here, teams of highly trained surveillance operators watch the live feeds on a wall of monitors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They are experts in game protection and human behavior. They know every trick in the cheater's playbook and are trained to spot the telltale signs. Unusual betting patterns, suspicious hand movements, glances that seem out of place. They are the silent guardians of the casino's assets, looking for any anomaly that could signal a threat. The technology behind this surveillance is constantly evolving. In the past, operators relied on grainy analog video and VCRs. Today they use digital systems with crystal-clear imagery and massive storage capacity. This allows them to instantly review footage from any camera at any time. If a dealer suspects a player of past posting at a roulette table, the surveillance team can rewind the footage, slow it down, and watch the player's hands frame by frame to see exactly when the bet was placed. This digital evidence is irrefutable and crucial for catching and prosecuting cheaters. Furthermore, many casinos are now implementing artificial intelligence and facial recognition software to bolster their security. Technology is a powerful tool, but it's only one part of the casino's security apparatus. The human element remains just as, if not more, important. Every single employee on the casino floor, dealers, floor supervisors, pit bosses, is trained in game protection. They are the frontline defense against cheating. Dealers are taught strict procedures for shuffling, dealing, and handling chips. These procedures aim not just for efficiency, but to minimize opportunities for cheaters. So what happens when a cheater is finally caught? The moment of reckoning is rarely as dramatic as a movie scene with tables being flipped and fists flying. Instead, it is a quiet, professional, and chillingly efficient process. Once the surveillance team and floor management are certain they have a cheater, they will coordinate their response. The goal is to apprehend the suspect with minimal disruption to the other patrons. Typically, several plainclothes security officers, often with a floor manager, will approach the individual at the gaming table. The approach is calm and direct. The suspect is told something like, "Sir, would you please come with us? It's not a request." They are then escorted away from the public floor and taken to a small, plain and windowless room in the back of the house. These rooms are famously known as the back room, and they are where the formal interrogation begins. The atmosphere changes instantly. The glitz and glamour of the casino are gone, replaced by a stark and serious reality. The suspect is now on the casino's turf, and the house is in complete control. In the back room, the casino's investigators will present the evidence they have gathered. They might play back the surveillance footage that shows the illegal move, produce the marked cards that were used, or explain the data analysis that flagged the suspicious betting patterns. At this point, the cheater's bluff has been called. They are confronted with undeniable proof of their actions. The stories of those who have tried to cheat casinos are a powerful warning. One of the most infamous cases in modern history is that of the Tran Organization, a sophisticated criminal enterprise that stole millions from casinos across the United States in the early 2000s. Led by a man named Phuong Van Truong, the group was not a collection of clumsy amateurs. It was a highly disciplined and organized syndicate that targeted baccarat and mini-baccarat. Their method was a brilliant and illegal fusion of technology and insider collaboration. The Tran Organization scam centered on corrupt dealers. They would recruit and train dealers to perform a false shuffle. During the shuffle, the dealer would follow a specific sequence of movements that appeared legitimate to the naked eye, but actually arranged a block of cards in a predetermined order. A member of the team, the caller, would have seen and memorized this block of cards from the previous hand. They would then use a hidden microphone and earpiece to communicate with a financier, who would signal the bettors at the table how to bet when the arranged slug of cards came into play. For years, the Tran Organization operated with incredible success. They were disciplined, moving between casinos in California, Mississippi, Indiana, and beyond, hitting them for tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time before disappearing. They were estimated to have stolen as much as $15 million. However, their success eventually became their downfall. Casino surveillance experts and gaming agents began to notice patterns. They saw the same groups of people winning huge sums of money at baccarat tables, always with dealers who followed a curiously similar jerky shuffle routine. The FBI and state gaming authorities launched a massive investigation, using surveillance, undercover agents, and data analysis to connect the dots. In 2007, authorities brought down the entire network, arresting and indicting over 40 members of the organization, including the leaders, dealers, and bettors. Many faced serious federal charges, including conspiracy and racketeering. Van Truong and other key members were sentenced to lengthy prison terms. The case of the Tran Organization serves as a stark reminder that no matter how clever the scheme, the house, backed by the full force of the law, will eventually catch on. We began with the story of Leo, the high-tech cheater at the baccarat table feeling the thrill of outsmarting the system. But we've seen where that path leads. It leads to a quiet tap on the shoulder, a walk to a back room, the cold reality of flashing lights and iron bars. The shocking truth about casino cheating isn't just about how it's done. It's about the certainty of its failure. The risk, when truly calculated, is astronomical, and the reward is fleeting and ultimately illusory. Is it worth it? The evidence says no. The consequences go far beyond a prison sentence and a criminal record. Being caught brands you for life. Your name and photograph are entered into a global database of casino undesirables like the Griffin Book. You will be banned from every major casino in the world. The moment you step foot on a casino property, facial recognition software will flag you, and you will be escorted out and charged with trespassing. The doors to that world, even for legitimate entertainment, are closed to you forever. The personal cost, shame, loss of reputation, and shattered relationships is often just as devastating as the legal one. The romantic notion of the clever casino cheat is a myth. The reality is much grimmer. They often become entangled with criminal syndicates, putting themselves and their families in danger. They live a life of paranoia, constantly looking over their shoulder. The stress is immense. It's not a glamorous lifestyle. It's a high-wire act with no safety net. In the end, the casino has constructed a game that is almost impossible to beat illicitly. The layers of technology, trained personnel, and legal authority create a fortress. For every person who thinks they've found a crack, there are experts whose job is to seal it. The final bet a cheater makes isn't on a card or a number, it's on their own freedom. And in that wager, the house edge is nearly 100%. The lights and sounds of the casino may promise a fortune, but for those who try to steal it, they are simply the prelude to a long and silent downfall.